Good morning. We're going to do another lip injection in our lip injection series. This is a beautiful patient who's had a couple of lip injections in the past. It's been a while ago, one time Restylane, one time Juvederm. She prefers Juvederm. They're both very similar products. Juvederm is a little bit softer, a little bit more hydrophilic, gives a little bit more fullness and longer lasting than Restylane, but both are perfectly fine products. Restylane is FDA approved for the lips. Gives it more shape, a little bit more firmness. So you have to pick and choose for the right patient. She already has full lips. We're just going to go a little bit fuller for her. Her preference is a little bit more of an exotic look, so we're going to do that for her today. We're going to show the technique. Okay, eyes are closed. So she's had topical numbing. There's been no dental block done. This is just purely topical numbing. I'm going to have her leave her lips open just a little bit. Perfect. We're going to go with the micro droplet technique with the shorter needle. You may have seen the long needle technique. When I want to give more shape, I go with the shorter needle. It's a smaller caliber. It's a little bit less. Do you feel much? Good. Very little bleeding. So what I like to do is go through the lips once and go with either the short or the long needle. Go across the whole lip, deposit some of the Juvederm. And what that does is it basically gets more lidocaine into the lips because these products have lidocaine in them. So then it numbs up a little bit more. And then when I can go back into it, it'll be more comfortable for her. Any pain?
No.
Feels a little pinching, or how does it feel like?
Like a tiny little pinch.
Okay.
I barely feel it.
Okay. And again, there's no dental block. You don't need to really block the whole face just to do the lips. With a little bit of topical and good gentle technique, you can get this done with very little discomfort. You obviously feel it, but it's not horrifically painful. I know a lot of people are just scared of lip injections. They look painful putting a needle on the lip, but it's really not that bad. It's just gentle, gentle. You can see there's no jabbing. It's very smooth. Once I go across, then I just smooth it out, make sure there's no lumps or bumps or anything. Now, to get a little bit more of the heart shape, I'll go a little bit more to the border. And rolls it down a little bit more. Gives us more lip show, if you will. Border is more painful, but she still seems to be doing okay.
Mm-hmm.
There's no bruises, tiny little bleeding spots which stop. Takes a few seconds for those to stop, but basically, by the time she goes wherever she's going, most of that should be done. Now you saw her cringe a little bit at the top lip per million. That's the most sensitive area, especially when you get close to the central part. You can look at a patient's eyes and see how they feel. You want to take that into account. If they need a break, give them a break. You gotta know how they're feeling. I know this hurts more. So we're just gonna go a little bit slower. This is the most painful right there at the Cupid's bow because there's innervation or nerves coming from both sides. Now, ideally, if you look at lips, leave your mouth open just a little. The central tubercle right here should be fuller, and then the lower lip, the lateral tubercle should be fuller. But most patients today want a little bit more of the modern voluptuous look, which is slightly fuller throughout. And you can see a variety of techniques. I did the serial threading. I went across the wet lip, wet dry border. I did the red lip. I did the vermilion. And all of that, I'm still only used half a cc. So I'm just kind of distributing it nicely to get a nice result. You don't want to just pump a whole bunch of it into quickly into one spot. By now, it should be even more comfortable. Do you feel any of this now? Okay, so the Juvederm has lidocaine in it, and as you inject, the lidocaine gets absorbed into the lip and gets a little bit more comfortable. So leave your lips open for me a little bit more. A little bit more to the lower lip. Now, a couple of facts. When younger patients come for lip injections, they want to go full. When older patients come, they're very afraid of going full. It's just one of those things. Lip injections always scare people because we've always seen that fishy, ducky looking person at the supermarket, or the cousin or the friend who had their lips done poorly and they ended up looking fish lipped or duck lipped. Just because you have full lips doesn't mean they have to look fishy or ducky. Depending on how you look, you can pull off more exotic lips and still have a really nice shape to it. What happens with duck lips or fish lips, they're too stiff, they're too full, and they don't have the right look. They end up looking more like a sausage than anything else. So in older patients, lip injections is a really important part of an anti-aging facial rejuvenation. If somebody comes in their 40s, 50s, 60s, and they want to get their smile lines filled, they're missing the point most of the time. You got to put the rejuvenation into the cheeks and into the lips. That gives you way more bang for the buck. But again, older women tend to be really afraid of that because we've all had friends, acquaintances, TV show stars, movie stars that have had really bad lip injections, and it just scares people. And at this point, it's pretty comfortable. We're just kind of giving a little bit more shape. She'd show me a picture on her phone of lips that she likes. And even though you can't usually give somebody exactly that, this is as close to it as possible. So we go multiple little spots, but the needle's barely moving. So it's a micro droplet technique because we're trying to give shape in the right areas, not just fill them like sausages. Now what I have patients do is smile a little bit. I want to check for symmetry, and I want you to kind of have a whistling look. There we go, perfect. So check for symmetry, now relax your lips. And just finishing up. You can see I'm coming from a variety of directions. These are more tangential, and they're giving the vermilion more lift. Every lip injection is different. It's rare to do all the lips exactly the same way. But this needle's actually going almost right underneath the mucosa, but you can see the direction. And what that does, it just takes that vermilion border and lifts it up. They look beautiful. And when you do the micro droplet technique, results tend to last longer because you put these drops in multiple different planes and directions and places. So it's not all sitting together in one zone. When I touch it, I don't feel any lumps or bumps because it's going in with micro droplets. Just a little bit more. Like I said, she had full lips to start with, so it's important to place it in the right places. But right now, if she puts a little bit of lipstick on, goes back to work, goes out, goes to dinner, nobody can tell she had anything done. The lips look a little bit more red after injection. They look a little bit more like you already have lipstick on. If you're self-conscious about fullness, you don't want to put lip gloss on, you don't want to put things that are shiny on, use more matte lipsticks. But that day, that evening, you can go out and enjoy it. The next morning, you're always more swollen. Everybody the next morning is more swollen. Then in 2 or 3 days settles down. By a week, it's perfect. And usually, depending on your metabolism, a few months later you have to repeat it. But it tends to build up with time as you go. So pretty much we're going to clean her up a little bit, and we'll be done. Just the last few drops. Can we see smile again? Relax. So I'm looking for little areas that I can do perfectly symmetric. The injection spots are going to feel a little bit bumpy for 2 or 3 days. That's it. I'm going to clean her up real quick. So I'm going to give her the mirror and see what she thinks.
I love it.
Looks really
This
good,
is
doesn't
exactly what I
it?
wanted.
Looks really good.
Yeah.
It's just like that picture you showed me.
It's exactly like the picture.